I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, about what's right and what's wrong.
Davis's corner. So you have Coach Calvin, and Coach Calvin is the head trainer, and you have Coach Kenny, who really specializes on preparing game plans specifically for opponents.
GervontaDavis reunites. With Mayweather ahead of Roach rematch, Gervonta Tank Davis has reconnected with Floyd Mayweather ahead of his anticipated rematch against Lamont Roach. Despite their past professional split, Mayweather
Tank vents out on social media. He's been through a lot, throughout his life. So, but I take my hat off to him. I'm proud of him. Saturday night we had a game plan, and a lot of times when he says certain things on social media, I say, he's to me he's still a kid, and when I was that age, I probably would have did the same thing. I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, about what's right and what's wrong. He got the job done, but my hat off to Ryan Garcia, tough competitor, tough fighter, and the best man won.
Mayweather reaffirmed his continued support for Davis, calling him like a kid to him and expressing pride in everything Davis has achieved. Floyd emphasized that he doesn't take Davis's public comments personally and hopes to see Tank bring more power and focus into the upcoming fight. Recent footage from Davis's training camp in Las Vegas reveals a fighter completely immersed in preparation. Every sparring session is sharply structured, with noticeable improvements in stamina, footwork, and intensity. Sources close to the camp describe Davis as being in peak physical condition and mentally dialed in. This isn't just routine work, it's strategic evolution ahead of a high-stakes rematch. Davis has also brought back his trusted team from previous peak years, including longtime coach Calvin Ford and tactician Kenny Ellis. This reunion is rooted in familiarity, chemistry, and shared understanding of Davis's style. Ford, who knows Tank's instinct inside,
And there's nothing like taking a kid that come from the same background as you and helping them and put them in a position to become a multi-millionaire. You meet a kid, he come up to you for an autograph. You sign an autograph for him, then I tell him, in a few years when you get older, I'm gonna work with you and I'm gonna make you world champion someday. Years later, I started working with him, helped him, pushed him to be great, and if he feels like, he's grew wings where he can fly and become his own boss, more power to him.
Ford, who knows Tank's instinct inside and out, provides a stabilizing presence. Ellis focuses on technical refinement and mid-fight adjustments, offering analytical support that will be critical on fight night. When Davis parted ways with Mayweather Promotions, the move made headlines. It was seen as a clash between a fighter seeking autonomy and a promoter who values structure. However,
When is GervontaDavis going to go somewhere in the pound for pound? Anui deserve to be in the pound for pound? Absolutely. Do Terrence Crawford deserve to be in the pound for pound? Absolutely. But what about Gervonta Tank Davis? He deserves to be somewhere also in the pound for pound.
Why don't they give him that credit?
Because he was affiliated with me.
However, Floyd publicly supported Davis's ambitions, stating, "More power to him," and emphasizing respect over control. Their recent reunion doesn't just close a chapter. It signifies a mature alliance with a common goal, winning. Floyd's pride in Davis remains strong, and he continues to advocate for him, particularly regarding Davis's absence on pound-for-pound, P4P, rankings, which Floyd suggests might have been tied to his promotional affiliation.
Was anybody else who is a Tank GervontaDavis fan nervous watching that fight last night? I was nervous after probably the third round. I was like, yeah, I don't know about this. And here's the thing. I think we all know Tank didn't take this fight as serious as he should have. In the post-fight press conference, he said he didn't know what round it was. He said he lost track of the rounds. Like, that's not like him to do that. But I think he went in with the same game plan he typically does, where he just like wears these guys down and then kind of baits them into just a crazy uppercut counter. And if you saw in the 11th and 12th round, he was going for it, but he couldn't connect it because this Lamont Roach guy, he's fast, he's quick. And as a Baltimore native, I wanted Tank to win. I wanted him to win. The whole Be More DC thing, I wanted him to win. I don't know if y'all saw when Tank was getting his hands wrapped, he was yawning. Like, he didn't take it serious. But one silver lining is that he's probably not retiring now. He's got to take that rematch. And here's the thing, when he takes that rematch, when they do fight again, this fight, Tank's going to win this handily. He'll probably win it in like the 7th or 8th. But yeah, it wasn't a draw. Tank lost that fight. Yeah, he took a knee. Strategically, he took a knee. But he took a knee. Tank lost that fight, unfortunately. But I'm excited for that rematch. I feel like it's probably going to be the most watched boxing match in history.
Mayweather insists that no team alignment should overshadow Davis's elite talent. Davis's team has acknowledged the areas where things fell short in the first Roach fight. They believe execution, not planning, was the issue. Missed timing, overly cautious moments, and a lack of mid-round assertiveness cost him key rounds. The response? Drill-focused preparation, strategic conditioning, and a revamped game plan. Not reinvention, but refinement. A surprising moment from the first fight, a slip that looked like a knockdown, has reportedly been traced back to an irritant from a hair product, not a clean punch. For Davis supporters, this reframes the moment as a fluke rather than a failure, reinforcing confidence in his abilities while emphasizing the need for attention to detail on the other side. Lamont Roach enters this rematch with a mix of humility and sharp focus. He's acknowledged the gaps in his performance the first time around and says he's treating the rematch as a clean slate. Roach's camp has been studying hours of Davis's footage, drilling for southpaw angles, and preparing for sustained high-pressure exchanges. Publicly, Roach has shown respect for...
And I expect to get respect by letting me speak.
Thank you. Floyd, I want to switch gears real quick, man. Gervonta said, I'm not signed to a single soul. So is Tank now a free agent, or is he still signed with MayweatherPromotions?
Well, this is the Mayweather-Deji press conference. So I'm here to talk about Dubai. I'm here to talk about entertaining the people, having fun. And I'm not here to talk disrespectful or bad about any fighter. You know, they say America is the land of the free. You know, so we live, we love, and we keep striving each and every day. That's what life is about.
Roach has shown respect for Davis, even admitting he might not have seen the absolute best version of Tank, but still believes that Davis he faced was an elite fighter. Roach cautioned others not to underestimate Davis just because of the first fight. He's still that guy. I just happen to be on that level too, Roach said. Despite being seen at a basketball game drinking beer and making media appearances, his team has dismissed any notion that he's slacking. As Coach Kenny Ellis put it, we're not falling to the banana in the tailpipe. We're preparing for the best version of Lamont Roach. Jeff Mayweather found the initial draw surprising but not scandalous, noting Roach's bravery while emphasizing that Tank must reassert his dominance. Who has sparred with Roach, praised his unique style and downplayed the idea that Davis was off his game. Tank was still himself, Shakur said, adding that this rematch will be highly competitive. Fans and pundits have also speculated that the heir...
Especially people that don't like GervontaDavis, which is just give the round to the other guy because GervontaDavis didn't manage to knock him out that round. Okay, so this is Gary Russell Jr. clearly saying, man, no, I don't think Lamont Roach won that fight. You also had Al Bernstein, and Al Bernstein, I'm telling you, is a very, very straight, fair guy who I don't know if he was on that call, but he used to work with Showtime. I don't know if he was on there. I don't recall if I heard him. I think it was Rolly Ronaldo that was calling it. But Al Bernstein, who was a very, very objective person, said, hey, look, no. Sorry to break it to you, but GervontaDavis won that fight. Yeah, Lamont Roach put up a really good fight, but Lamont Roach was not dynamic. He did not do anything to really separate himself from GervontaDavis. He just kept it equal. He just tried to keep it even the entire fight. And That's not enough, again, to take the belt from the champion. Now, I do want to say that the people that thought Davis, that Lamont Roach won, I don't have any problem with that. I really don't have a problem with it at all. I personally, again, had a point for Gervonta Davis, but I could see how those swing rounds really could go, depending on who's looking at it, really could go different ways, right?
Fans and pundits have also speculated that the air of invincibility surrounding Davis has slightly eroded. Fighters who once feared him may now approach with more confidence, especially after Roach's performance as anticipation builds. Many believe this rematch could be even better than the first. If the fight is close again or controversial, a trilogy may be in the making. What started as a high-profile matchup is now evolving into a compelling rivalry. Ultimately, both fighters enter this bout with something to prove. For Davis, it's about reaffirming his dominance and quieting doubters. For Roach, it's about turning a close call into a clear victory and changing the narrative from underdog surprise to legitimate equal.